In a small, picturesque village nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling river lived a curious boy named Rehan. Unlike most kids in the village, Rehan often asked big questions about the world. Why do stars twinkle? He wondered aloud one night, looking at the sky. Why do rivers flow? But Rehan's family was poor, and they believed education was a luxury. Instead of going to school, Rehan helped his father in the fields, tending to crops and fetching water. One day, a wise old man named Kabir came to the village. Kabir was a traveling teacher who believed in spreading the light of education wherever he went. He carried with him a bag filled with books, each containing stories and knowledge about the world. The villagers gathered around Kabir, curious about what he had to say. Rehan, too, found himself drawn to the old man's stories. Kabir opened a book and began to speak. Education is like a lantern in the dark. It helps us find our way, even when the path is unclear. Rehan listened intently, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. After Kabir finished, Rehan approached him and asked, "Can knowledge really change someone's life?" Kabir smiled. "It can do more than that, my boy. It can transform entire communities. Let me show you." The next morning, Kabir invited Rehan to join him by the river. He brought a piece of paper and drew two pictures. One was a simple water wheel, and the other was a complex irrigation system. "Do you know what this is?" Kabir asked, pointing to the water wheel. Rehan shook his head. "This is how water is traditionally used for farming, but with education we can create systems like this one," Kabir said, pointing to the irrigation drawing. "To water many fields at once." Rehan was amazed. "Can you teach me more?" he asked eagerly. For weeks, Rehan secretly met Kabir every evening to learn reading, writing, and arithmetic. Kabir also taught him about science, geography, and the power of imagination. As Rehan's knowledge grew, so did his confidence. He began to dream of ways to help his family and the village. "If I learn more, maybe I can improve our farming methods," he thought. One day, Rehan shared what he had learned with his parents. At first, they were skeptical, but when Rehan explained how new farming techniques could increase their harvest, they agreed to let him study further. Years passed, and Rehan's education bore fruit. He invented a simple irrigation system that doubled the village's crop yield. He also started a small school under a large banyan tree, teaching other children what Kabir had taught him. The village began to thrive. Farmers adopted Rehan's methods, children attended his school, and the once quiet village buzzed with activity and hope. One day, Kabir returned to the village and saw Rehan teaching a group of children. He smiled and said, "You have become the lantern, Rehan. You are spreading the light of knowledge." Rehan beamed. "It was you who lit the spark, Master Kabir. I only carried it forward." Kabir placed a hand on Rehan's shoulder. "Remember, education is not just about improving your life. It's about empowering others." From that day on, Rehan made it his mission to ensure that no child in the village would ever grow up without an education. Moral of the story is, education is the key to unlocking potential and transforming lives. Like a lantern, it guides us through the darkness, helping us create a brighter future not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us.